Hello, everyone. Welcome to the online launch of Vallum magazine 17-1 Home. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lee Kotzleidis. I'm the managing editor at Vallum and your host for this evening. I have to say that I was pretty happy to be hosting tonight because it actually made me get out of bed and get dressed. It had been a few days, so this is good fun. So thank you for tuning in to celebrate the release of this issue, at least digitally for the moment, and especially for coming to celebrate all the wonderful writers featured this evening. We have a fantastic lineup of poets tonight. I'm thrilled about the number of people who are willing to share their poems with us online for this event. And although I know it was disappointing to cancel our physical launches in both Toronto and Montreal, I actually think this is a wonderfully unique way to celebrate this particular issue. The fact that we all are in our respective homes sharing poems about home seems rather fitting. Also, for the first time, this format allows people from afar to participate. So hello to those of you who are further than Montreal or Toronto, who are able to be here tonight and to share your poems with us. This is wonderful. So that said, I'm sure we're all looking forward to the time when we can actually gather in the physical world again, perhaps as soon as November. I'm kidding. I'm more optimistic than that. I think it will be sooner than November. But you never know. Before we get started with the readings, I would like to acknowledge what's happening in the world globally and express some words of empathy and support to all of you. It's undeniably scary what's happening out there, and I'm sure we've all been feeling anxious and confused and even despairing at times. I sincerely hope you and all your loved ones are staying safe and healthy and getting the help you may need to get through this right now. I also think we should consider ourselves fortunate to be able to gather here online this evening, that we're privileged enough to have homes and access to technology to share this moment, essentially that we are safe and healthy. With this in mind, I think we would be remiss if we didn't thank all of the frontline and essential workers who are out there risking their health and potentially their lives to make ours safer and more comfortable. So I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the doctors, the nurses, the police, the bus drivers, the grocery store workers, the mail couriers, the taxi, Uber, and delivery drivers, your gas attendants, and sanitation workers, and anyone else who I haven't listed out there risking their health and maybe their lives during this pandemic. We are so grateful and indebted to you. It doesn't quite feel like enough to say this, but thank you. Just a few more words before the readings. I'll try to keep it brief. As I mentioned, but some of you may not have been tuned in yet, I'm Lee Kotzleidis. I'm the managing editor at Vallum, and I'm proud to say that I've been at Vallum for over 6 years now. It's a long time for me. And a bit about Vallum. For those of you who aren't super familiar with us, Vallum is based in Montreal and was founded by Joshua Auerbach and Eleni Zizamatos back in 2000, the same year which we printed the first issue of Vallum. So, in fact, this year marks our 20th anniversary, which is great fun. Every issue of Vallum is themed. This one, of course, being home, and features poems, reviews, and often interviews and essays related to poetry, plus artwork, in most cases photography from one talented artist. This issue in particular features the wonderful work of the Tunisian photographer Yoann Simier. I wish I had an issue to show you, but you can check it out online. We're published biannually, usually in print, which is why I want to show you it so badly, but for this particular issue and perhaps moving forward, it will be the digital edition of the magazine. So we have been publishing the digital edition of the magazine alongside the magazine for several years now. However, it is we consider it a different project So not only does it feature the work within the magazine, the physical magazine, but features extra content such as additional poems, reviews, and interviews, as well as audio and video of poems. So as I mentioned, the print issue may or may not come out later this year. There's a lot of moving parts here, but for this issue, to not only celebrate 20 years of publishing Vallum magazine, but recognizing that many of you may be at home with some time on your hands, we're offering free access to the digital edition to all of you. So you will be able to find a link to this digital issue in the Facebook event. I'm going to be posting it later. And I'll also be posting it on our website's homepage and on social media. So you shouldn't have a problem finding it. In addition to the print and digital magazine, Vallum has also been publishing chapbooks as part of our Vallum chapbook series. That's been happening since 2005. So some of Vallum's chapbook authors who you may be familiar with include, here's some examples of our chapbooks, include Ben Capil, Jan Zwicky, Nicole Broussard, Don Mackay, John Kinsella, and for those of you who are old enough to know who this is, Thurston Moore, who is the lead singer of Sonic Youth. And forthcoming, we have a chapbook by Paul Muldoon. We were supposed to have a celebration of his new chapbook alongside the re-release of Nicole Broussard's chapbook this April, but of course we had to postpone that event as well until later this year. So please stay tuned for that. So in 2016, this was the inaugural year of the Vallum Chapbook Award, wherein the winner receives a cash prize plus publication of their chapbook as part of the Vallum Chapbook series. The first year's winner was Yusuf Sadi's chapbook, Sonnets on a Night Without Love. Yusuf is actually presenting a poem for us tonight. However, it's a poem that's published in this current issue, not from his chapbook. 2017's winner was Jamie McCarty for her chapbook Mind of Spring. 2018's winner was Zach Pearl for Ladybird Bug Boy. And last year's winner was Alexi Perry Cox for Finding Places to Make Places. And for those of you who are sitting on chapbook manuscripts at home, which is probably a whole lot of you now, there's still time to submit to the Vallum Chapbook Award. The deadline is just under a week away on April 30th, so please consider submitting your chapbooks. Finally, in addition to the publishing projects, Vallum is also a not-for-profit organization which runs a community outreach program. This outreach program currently takes the form of poetry workshops held in schools, missions, women's shelters, and at-risk youth shelters, and other underserved communities throughout mostly Montreal. We have held workshops outside of Montreal, but most of the workshops are in Montreal. So some of our Montreal partners include Spectrum Productions, which is an organization who provides support to autistic children and youth, Chez Doris, a day shelter for women in distress, Native Montreal, Laval Prison, Perspectives 2 Outreach High School, and this is just to name a few of our partners. We usually host 35 workshops per year, and these are delivered at no cost to our partner organizations or their clientele. Right now, this program is on hold while we figure out the best way to continue to support the clientele of our partner organizations during this pandemic, but I'm sure we'll have a solution soon. So, to say the least, Vallum is a small but busy organization. If you're interested in hearing more about us, you can always contact me. You can reach me at any of the emails you find online, or you can check out our website. There's a lot of information on our website. Speaking of our website, it's very outdated, the current one, but we will be launching a new website as soon as June or July. We're super stoked about this. It also means that the way you experience the current digital edition, it will not be how we'll be featuring our digital editions in the future with the new website. This is just a temporary solution until our new website is launched. So that was a lot of information. And now, finally, why we're all here is to hear some poets read their work. I just want to mention that I won't be introducing the poets with their bios. Just this format won't allow me to do so. So Instead, their bios are going to accompany their videos. Whether or not you can view their bios while the video is playing, I can't be sure at this point, but you will be able to read them definitely after the fact. So also, you will be able to comment throughout the readings this evening. This will happen live, and so if you have any particular questions you'd like to ask the authors, you can do so in the comments. I'm not sure when the authors will respond, but I believe they are all attending this event, so it will likely be at some point over the evening. Also, this is the first time we're hosting a watch party, so if we do run into any technical difficulties, please be patient while we resolve them. I don't imagine we will run into any problems, but you just never know. So, yes, please be patient. And yes, after the watch party ends, I will be sharing it on social media. So if any of you aren't able to attend the entire event, you will be able to watch it later. And that's it for me for now. It's time for you all to grab a glass of wine, a cup of tea, sit back, and enjoy some poetry.